It's Saturday night. There's no football on. The Olympics are on tape delay. And it costs a lot of money to fly across the country, especially if you have to check bags. So we're going to do a little bit of a live show, guys. I have got a short box worth of new stuff that you've probably not seen before on my shows that I am going to give you an opportunity to get tonight. Everything from The Living Mummy, The Living Mummy, to Batman, to Nova, to Harley Quinn. So I've got all kinds of stuff tonight here on the show that's going to be a good time. We are going to we're gonna do the thing. We're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be a weird, little bit of a different show than normal because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. But we're gonna, as I like to say, we're gonna show up and then we're gonna see what happens. So hang in there, everybody. Now, Miss Jen, when you say the sky is falling, like, is it raining or are there actually chunks of things flying from the sky? Because you are in the Houston area, and like they do shoot things into space there, so it's entirely possible. But we're gonna do a live sale. We're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna show you books a little bit differently than I have before, unless you're on Nick's show last night. And then it's gonna be a little similar to what I did on Nick's show last night. But we're just gonna show you guys some books. Once I get through the box, we're gonna call it a night. If you want something, just shout it out in the comments. Rain can't out the front windows. Wow, you can't even see out the front windows. That's wild. This sounds like hear rain. But anyway, so I'm going to show you guys the books. You guys can call them as you see them. Once I get through this short box, we're going to call it a night. And yeah, it's going to be what it is. It's going to be a good time. So we're going to try this. Boom. There you go. So we're going to start here. Supernatural Thrillers, number 14, featuring The Living Mummy. It's a 25-cent book. It's $15. You see how it's misfolded? The book is actually misfolded. That's not just cover roll. This book is actually just straight up misfolded from the manufacturer. So, you know, that's an interesting thing. That's a $15 The Living Mummy. Amazing Spider-Man 132. Amazing Spider-Man 132. This is The Molten Man Appears. The Molten Man Appears, and this is the first 25-cent issue of Amazing Spider-Man. And here's what's cool about this new camera setup, right? Like, I could show you guys how nice a book is a lot easier. Like, again, you've got nice corners. You got a little bit of rub right here on this staple. But other than that, she is very nice. What up, Jeff Gill? So this is $40 for Amazing Spider-Man 132. Molten Man Appear, first 25-cent issue. Yeah, I mean, like, TJ said it earlier, airlines are a pyramid scheme. The chairman of Southwest as much admitted it to Congress. Yeah, and then the chairman of Southwest went and did away with bags fly free. Do we need airline reform? Yes, but that's not going to help me before Tuesday. It's been a very long time since I flown. Last time I didn't recognize my bag until it was the last suitcase on the turnaround. Yeah, Mike, usually what I do is I have really sort of annoying luggage tags. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 148. This is the identity of the Jackal is revealed in this issue. $40 or $30. Sorry. You know what? I said I was gonna do this and then I didn't. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Whatever the price is, I'm not gonna tell you the discount, but you get it. Every book tonight is 25% off because I need to raise funds. So 5% off because I need to raise money to get junk to ComicsPro. There we go. So the deal is this, guys. I have to take a bunch of stuff to ComicsPro, and it winds up being more than I had originally planned. So I need to check a second bag. That's why this gets expensive. So again, we're gonna start here. This is Supernatural Thrillers number 14, featuring Living Mummy. Again, this is a misfolded, direct from manufacturer book. You know, it's not in the world's best shape, but it is a living mummy from the Silver Age. That's $15. Remember, it's $25, 25% off. You have Amazing Spider-Man 132. This is a really nice 132. Molten Man appears, and it's the first 25-cent Amazing Spider-Man. That's $40. It's going to be 25% off. And Amazing Spider-Man 148. The identity of the Jackal is revealed. $30, 25% off. Also, guys, if you have books that are to be shipped to you, anything you claim tonight is just already, you don't have to pay additional shipping. It's already in there. So I can just add it to your existing shipping. No problem. All right, Amazing Spider-Man 170. Amazing Spider-Man 170. Dr. Faust appears. This is a $20 Amazing Spider-Man. Hey, look, it's me if I could grow a slightly bigger mustache and hat hair. Anyhow, so again, like I love this new camera setup because I can do stuff like this. Show you guys the edges, show you guys the corners. Like that's the only corner that isn't really nice on this book. So that's $20, 25% off. So again, you get that one for like 15 bucks. Amazing Spider-Man 171. I have two of these. Nova appears in this book. They are both in similar conditions, so they're both 15, but they're both 25% off. If you're into them, just shout out, Amazing Spider-Man 171. Okay. This one has Mysterio, another name for madness. Amazing Spider-Man 199. This is a 40 center. Again, when you get these black covers, you can, that looks like chipping. But if you look really closely, that is actually the design of the web across the top. Right? Like that is not actually chipping. That is the design of the web from the trade dress across the top. This is a direct market edition. So that's $19. So it's 25% off of $19 for ASM 199. Amazing Spider-Man 202. One for those long gone. This is a Punisher appearance. It's $15. Amazing Spider-Man 202. It's 25% off. You've got Kraven the Hunter on this cover, and he is not the most important person in this book. An Amazing Spider-Man 209. This is the first appearance of Calypso. First appearance of Calypso. $15. ASM 209. This is this book is weird, this next book, man, and I think it has a lot to do with that terrible movie. But this Amazing Spider-Man 216, The Return of Madam Web. This is another $15 another $15 Amazing Spider-Man, The Return of Madam Web. 25% off. A coffin for the Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 220, great Moon Knight cover. But Moon Knight appears in this one, and this is the first appearance of the National Crime Syndicate, aka the comic book industry at the time. Heyo! If you don't know that story, you should go listen to a Neil Adams interview. Anyway, this is $13 for ASM 220. First appearance of the National Crime Syndicate and a Moon Knight appearance. This is the Return of the Black Cat, but it's also a double first appearance. This is a $12 Amazing Spider-Man 226. First appearance of Jack Allen and George Mundy, who go on to be low-level bad guys, low-level villains in the Spider-Man universe. But really, this is the Return of the Black Cat. Amazing Spider-Man 239 now strikes the Hobgoblin. This is the second appearance of Hobgoblin. There's been a lot of spec about Hobgoblin right now with Ned Leeds. So this is a hot book right at the moment. This is a $30 copy. It is very nice. It could, and it could still be pressed, and it would definitely get even better, but it is still very nice. You got a little bit of a corner ding there, or a bend there, but again, that'll press right out. That's a $30 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 239. This is a fitting book for Valentine's Day. Fitting book for Valentine's Day. Peter Parker has options, blondes or redheads. In the comments, blondes or redheads, you pick. This is Amazing Spider-Man 243. This is the Return of Mary Jane. Return of Mary Jane is a $12 copy of the Return of Mary Jane. So, okay, you could choose that one or that one. I saw a guy at the store that says, I heart mentally unstable women. And I thought, you know who needs that hoodie? Peter Parker. $12 for ASM 243, The Return of Mary Jane. Another Hobgoblin book is ASM 244. I love the pumpkins on this cover. But this is another Hobgoblin book. It's $15. $12 for 244. 245. I think this is funny. This is The Death of Hobgoblin in 245. It's a $15 book. TJ says redheads at the cost of my soul and well-being. That is the correct answer, sir. At least for me, I agree. Okay, I have two copies of this. One is in better condition than the other, so I'll show you the worst condition one, then the better condition one. This is Amazing Spider-Man 249. This is John Byrne on Spider-Man, plus a Hobgoblin versus Spider-Man story. So this one is $15, and you can't really see it so clearly on the cover, but this cover has some roll in it, and again, you've got some staple problems on this one. So this is the exact same book for $18, and the big difference is you don't have the staple problems. That's the big difference. Hold on, guys. All right. Speaking of the Hobgoblin, speaking of Hobgoblin, this is the normal size 250th issue. See, it's a special normal size 250th issue of Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 250. I have 2 copies. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 250. This one's $15. And you can't really see it on the camera. I was hoping you might be able to. This has a beautiful subscription fold right down the middle. I mean, it is perfect. Machine fold right through here. Let me try and see if I can show it to you. You can kind of see it there in Hobgoblin's chest just a little bit. But so that's what makes this one 15. And then this one is 25 and it has no subscription fold. So it doesn't have the subscription crease. It is a significantly nicer copy than the other 250 I have, but it's $10 more. I'll be honest, if it were my money, I would buy the $15 one. Because again, that subscription crease like doesn't break color, doesn't do anything. It is one of the more beautiful subscription creases I've seen. But this one for 25, it doesn't have any of that and is real nice. All right, guys. Remember, I'm just trying to raise a little bit of money. I've got to take an extra check bag with me to ComicsPro that I wasn't planning on, and that costs more money than I budgeted for. I think ComicsPro is nice enough to pay to travel me out and pay for my first check bag, but the second check bag is on me, and it gets real expensive. Okay, so Miss Jen, you want both 250s? Because like I've got a bunch of Hobgoblins. Second Hobgoblin. That's just Mary Jane. Got this Hobgoblin 244. The Death of Hobgoblin 245. John Byrne Hobgoblin. 2 copies of that as well. Do you want them all? Happy to do that. But also you're going to want 251. Another Hobgoblin. This is the one where his identity gets revealed. That one's 15. And again, all of these are 25% off. Just let me know, Miss Jen. We have Amazing Spider-Man 259. This is the origin of the redhead that ruined Peter's life, aka Mary Jane Watson. $12, $2 or 25% off. Okay, Miss Jen, we'll keep adding to your stack. Amazing Spider-Man 260, another Hobgoblin story. That's $15. And Miss Jen, we could totally just do trade on all of this because I know I've got books at your shop. We'll just work it out. So that way nobody has to spend money. In that regard, like that will help me. Amazing Spider-Man 261, another Hobgoblin. This is a Charles Vest cover, guys. This is Hobgoblin versus Harry Osborn, 261. Just let me know, Miss Jen, how much of that, if all or all of it, you want to do. Okay. Let me write your name on a Post-it note and stick these in a box. And I will get you a total tonight. And we can work out the swappity-doo. I know I'm trying to raise money, but saving money is as good as raising money. Because I think people are going to dig this next round. Again, guys, we have a lot of Amazing Spider-Man, but I have a bunch of DC coming. So if you're a DC fan, stick with me. Also, if you're a fan of guys whose egos are very, very large, but they've earned it, Amazing Spider-Man 302. It's a McFarlane cover. McFarlane Spider-Man 302. This is $15 and is the first appearance of Wes Cassidy versus Dr. Nero. $15 McFarlane cover. Silver Sable and the Sandman appear in Amazing Spider-Man 303, again by McFarlane. $10. Another McFarlane in 310. Amazing Spider-Man 310 is $15. The Lizard versus Inferno, one of the most iconic McFarlane Spider-Man covers. ASM 313. The Lizard versus Inferno. I love this cover. I won't be sad if no one buys this. Okay, I'll be sad because it's going to cost me money. All right, you got it. You got it, Elvis. But, like, I love that cover. All right. And now one that I think is pretty sought after, I'll be honest. And I have 3 copies of it. They are in different conditions. So again, we'll work our way up in terms of condition here. Amazing Spider-Man 328. This is McFarlane's Hulk cover of Spider-Man. So these first 2 are $10. The reason this one is $10, come on, focus. There we go, okay. Is if you look on the spine here, you've got some roll and color break on the spine, and you've got that corner is a little crunched, but not terrible. And then you've got that corner, right? Like that's why this one's $10. This one is similar but different. This one is also $10. It has a lot of wear on the spine, a lot of color break on the spine, but it doesn't have the corner problems that the other one has. So I would do both. They're both $10. Again, 25% off if you're into them. And then here is the $20 copy, which is actually basically perfect. It could use a little bit of a press, okay, and not much of one, just a little bit of one, and I'll show you where. Right here, you could use a little bit of a press, and then right there along that staple. At some point, this was put into a box, and it probably got the bottom probably got folded out like this, just a little bit for about a second, and just enough to do that damage. But other than that, this book is perfect. So that one's $20 on the. You got it, Elvis. So somebody wants the $10 copies. I have 2 more $10 copies. Miss Jen is claiming whatever nobody else claims. And then Amazing Spider-Man. The one everybody wants is 361. And I know why everybody wants it. It is really the first Carnage, first full Carnage. This is the actual first appearance. I said what I said. This is Amazing Spider-Man 360. First cameo of Carnage. Now, I'm going to show you, like I'm going to show you this book you see right there, the back is messed up. It needs to be put into a it needs to be when it I bagged and boarded it. It wasn't put in a bag and board originally. And so as a result, the back you need to bag and board it tight and then press it. And you're still going to have color break on the back, but you could fix the fold problem. I have $12 on that. But for the sake of that's going to need some work, we'll do it for 10, 25% off. So that's first cameo of Carnage. All right. Elvis, there was some other stuff that you may have been into, man. I don't know if when you got here, if you got here late, but we'll go back through at the end of the show once I get through the short box. We're going to go until I through the short box, and then we'll go back through everything one last time and show everything off one last time. Okay. Charlton Comics Group, Bionic Woman #1. The Bionic Woman #1. This is the first appearance and origin of the Bionic Woman, Jamie Summers. It does have this stamp on the cover. If you were going to grade it, I don't know if that stamp is one that they would count against you or not. I think they probably would, which is why I've got it graded the way I've got it graded. I've got it graded at about a 6, but this is a rare book. I've never actually seen this book before in all my years of doing this. So Bionic Woman #1 from Charlton, $40. Again, 25% off though. So like that's not a bad deal. You get it for 30. Okay, Black Goliath. Black Goliath #2. Thank you, Kenneth. Black Goliath #2. This is Warhawk. Mitchell Turner appears. It's a $10 copy of Black Goliath #2. $12. Black Goliath #3. First appearance of Vulcan. Again, when you look at this book, like the spine could maybe use a little bit of a press, but I don't actually think it needs it. It is in very good condition. And then Black Goliath #4. Stiltman appears, everybody's favorite villain who was in every book from Marvel at this time. He was in Daredevil, he was in Spider-Man, now he's in Black Goliath. 15 Feet of Fury, Stiltman appears. This is $13. Batman, Year 3, aka Batman 436. First appearance of Tim Drake. First appearance of Tim Drake. Pretty key first appearance, if I do say so myself. Second appearance. This is a second appearance. It is also a pretty key second appearance. This is Batman 49, second Bane. Second appearance of Bane. $15. Stacy, there's only one person who could play Stiltman, and it's Stephen Merchant, and that's because he's already like 9.5 feet tall. Batman Shadow of the Bat, The Last Arkham by Alan Grant, Norm Brayfogle. This is #1. Batman Shadow of the Bat #1. This is the first appearance of Victor Zsasz, but also in this, again, like this is on the bagging board, it's not on anything in the book. You have all of this promotional material that goes with it. So that's a $12 book. 25% off. From the Silver Age. It's number 220. DC Comics Blackhawk. 220. $25. Then again, this one's beat a little more than that one was. That one was not bad. This one's a little worse. And these get progressively worse, actually, but they're still cool because of the era they are. This is this month, Andre stars in The Detached Service Diary in Blackhawk 211 for $10. And then we have Blackhawk 222, $5. All right, I keep showing this on my shows, but just because it's a cool book that I think people will be into. Batman, number 386. This is the first appearance of the Black Mask, who was the villain in the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey movie. It's $100, but again, 25% off tonight, so you get it for $75. Batman 386, first Black Mask. This is the AOD exclusive Ashley Whittier black and white variant of Harley Quinn number 1, Rebirth Harley Quinn number 1. Now, it's the black and white variant, and here's what that means. You see how the backgrounds are in black and white and only Harley Quinn is in color? They did another one that's a little rarer where everything is in color. But this is a $20 book signed by Ashley Whittier right there. $20. Wonder Woman, number 9. Wonder Woman number 9. Marv Wolfman, George Perez. This is the first modern cheetah on a cover for $15. First modern cheetah on a cover for $15. Swamp Thing, number 12. Swamp Thing number 12. What with the giant snake man there? Swamp Thing number 12 is $10. There we go. This is Batman 384. This is The Days of Calendar Man, $10. Bring back Calendar Man, although Calendar Man was the baddie in the new Gotham City Sirens book that just came out. So you have that. But that's $10 for the Days of Calendar Man. The Night of Peril, The Day of Doom. Batman 385. Another $10 Batman book. This is Nova. Nova number 7. It's $15. It's Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott Nova. And was so often the case in this collection, I have 2 copies of that for $15. Power Man and Iron Fist, number 57. Power Man and Iron Fist, 57. This is X-Men and the Living Pharaoh appear in Power Man and Iron Fist, number 57, $15. Nova, number 12. This is the first appearance of Proton. It's $22. Nova number 12. Superboy. Superboy 130. Superboy 130 is a $30 book. Classic Silver Age. First appearance of Barbara Minerva, aka the Modern Cheetah, in Wonder Woman number 7. Wonder Woman number 7. George Perez, Len Wein. First modern cheetah is $25. Nova, number 2. First appearance of Condor, first appearance of Powerhouse, second appearance of Nova, $30. If you're interested in any of these, again, guys, just ask if you want to see them closer in the camera so you can really examine the corners and the edges. I'm happy to do that. This is Chris Claremont, Marvel 2-in-1 number 10, Chris Claremont written. First appearance of the Sword of Judgment. Marvel 2-in-1 presents a Thing and Black Widow, Marvel 2-in-1 number 10. $15. Marvel Team Up. Marvel Team Up number 55. This is the first appearance of the Time and Power Gems. So, you know, those things that had to go in that glove that Thanos wore. The Infinity Gauntlet. Like, I'm making a joke, but like, this is the first appearance of the Time and Power Gems, plus the first appearance of the Gardener. $25 for Marvel Team Up 55. Marvel Team Up 66. First appearance of Arcade. First appearance of Murder World. $20. Again, this is 20. Everything's 25% off. So if you're into it, just claim it. Nova number 6, $15. First appearance of the Sphinx, and first Mega Man Nathan Cooper. Nova number 6. I have 2 copies of this. They're both $25. First appearance of the Corruptor, Jackson Day, and Thor appears in Nova number 4. 2 copies of that. Nova number 6, which we already had. This one is $10. The other one was $15, I believe. So this one's just 10. It's a little bit worse condition. For TJ, because I know TJ would want to talk about this. This is the Justice Society of America number 1. It's the newer one. This is the first appearance of Jesse Chambers, aka Liberty Bell 2. $10. You can come on through. All right. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 19. $10. Avengers, The Avengers, number 107. This is Jim Starlin art. And if you look, it is actually a miscut. It's actually a miscut from manufacturer. This is $40. But again, 25% off, so you get it for $30 tonight. Jim Starlin, Avengers 107. Nova number 3, first appearance of Diamond Head. $10. Son of Satan, number 2. Son of Satan, number 2 is $10. All right. Just a few more books, and then we'll go back through everything as I put it back in the box. It'll be your last chance to claim it at these prices. Amazing Adventures number 16, featuring the Beast and the Juggernaut. I just thought you'd want to talk about Liberty Bell there, TJ. Because that's one of those characters that just doesn't show up a lot anymore that I think should. Right? All right, Stacy, where you at? Who should play the Juggernaut if they bring the Juggernaut back in the movies? I want your opinion. We have the Juggernaut in this Amazing Adventures number 16 featuring the Beast. I had this one listed at 65, and then I saw this tear in the cover, which you can see right there. So let's just take $15 off of this for that, and we'll start it at 50, 25% off of 50. Who should play the Juggernaut if they bring him back in the movies? New Mutants number 14. New Mutants number 14. First, Ilyana Rasputin as Magic, $10. First, Ilyana Rasputin as Magic, $10. Different than Shaquille O'Neal, this is Steel. Number 3 is $10. All right, you're going to claim first Magic. Elvis, you got it. Right, Jesse Chambers becomes Jesse Quick after the whole Speed Force thing, and then, yeah, Liberty Bell too. All right, this is Jack Kirby. Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth, number 2. $40. TJ's going to grab Steel. Delroy Lindo should play Juggernaut. I have a hot take for you there, Stacy. I think Juggernaut should be Randy Orton from WWE. All right. How about X Factor 23? The cameo of the Archangel as he is becoming Death. X Factor 23. This is $15. Soup season. I got a text, like, that dude laughed about that for hours. All right. Steel number 1. First appearance of Commander Steel, Hank Hayward Sr. from Legends of Tomorrow. Steel number 1. $15. Again, 25% off. $15. Jay, I decided to do the show now, so that way I'll be done by the time your show started later. And I'd be done by the time Miss Jen's show started later, so everybody would be happy. Last book in the box. The Lord of the Hidden Jungle. Astonishing Tales number 17 or 12, featuring Kazar. Second appearance, and Origin of the Man-Thing. Second appearance and Origin of Man-Thing. And Mockingbird's identity is revealed in Astonishing Tales 12. There you go. Okay, we're going to go back through the pile as I put them back in the box. So if you got here late, this is your last chance. 25% off whatever I say the price is. And help me get my gear to ComicsPro because checked bags are expensive. I appreciate everybody's help in doing this. Okay. So we started with Supernatural Thrillers. Supernatural Thrillers number 14, featuring the living mummy. All these deadly pawns. Die, blast you, die. Not even the living mummy can stand against the servants of the elementals. I don't know. But this is a misfold all the way from the manufacturer. Like, you can look at this book, and this misfold is like, it's how it was stapled. Because the staples are still in the right place. They haven't moved. It's not in immaculate condition, but it's still very nice for this book. But again, misfold direct from the manufacturer. $15 on the Living Mummy or Supernatural Thrillers 14. Just call it Living Mummy if you're into it. Okay, I need to stick something underneath this short box to keep the books from falling over. So we're going to use a bottle of pills that are laying here. Because again, I'm packing for the conference, so I've got all my meds laying here. It's not like I just have pills laying around. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man 132. This is a Molten Man appearance. This is the first 25-cent issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Again, very nice condition. Is $40. $40 for Amazing Spider-Man 132. Again, you have your Molten Man. And again, this is your first 25-cent Spider-Man. If you see something you like and you want to see it, again, up close and personal, really kind of look at the corners and the edges, I'm happy to do it. Just ask. The identity of the Jackal is revealed. They call me the Jackal. Amazing Spider-Man 148. $30. The identity of the Jackal is revealed. $30. It's me if I could grow hair. Yes, that's Dr. Faust. But Dr. Faust appears. Amazing Spider-Man 170 is $20. $148 for Elvis. You got it, buddy. So again, we have Dr. Faust appears, $20, Amazing Spider-Man 170. Amazing Spider-Man 171, we have a Nova appearance. It's 15. We actually have 2 copies if you're into 171. Amazing Spider-Man 199 with Mysterio, not Rey Mysterio, regular Mysterio. $19. Can you guys tell what I'm going to do when I get off the air? I'm going to send invoices and I'm going to watch wrestling. I've talked about Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. Amazing Spider-Man number 202, one for those long gone. This is a Punisher appearance, Amazing Spider-Man 202, $15. So you know who I think Randy Couture would be great as? Old Man Colossus. I don't think he could do the voice, the Russian voice, you know, the hello comrade, the real thick Russian. But I think he would be the perfect body type for like Old Man Colossus. Amazing Spider-Man 209, first appearance of Calypso. You also have Kraven there on the cover. And I don't know what he's doing to that dinosaur, but like they don't like it when you do that at museums, Kraven the Hunter. Amazing Spider-Man 209. And you can win a Toys R Us shopping spree if you can find a Toys R Us. $15 on the first appearance of Calypso. The Return of Madam Web and Amazing Spider-Man 216. Return of Madam Web. $15. This is another great cover. Okay, hear me out. If we're going to recast, if we're going to get rid of Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, David Desmelchin as Moon Knight. What do you think? Like he's just creepy enough, like just naturally, to pull off Moon Knight, and at the same time, like great actor could play sort of the mystical. Plus, they could recreate this cover, a coffin for Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 220 featuring Moon Knight, and this is the first appearance of the National Crime Syndicate. $13. Amazing Spider-Man 226, first appearance of Jack Allen and George Mundy, who go on to become like D-level villains in the Spider-Man pantheon. But really, this is your girl, right? It is the return of Black Cat. Well, yeah, I mean, 60 years ago, Akers, 60 years ago, Stacey, that'd have been perfect. I'd be down. But like now, is Yul Brynner even still alive? I don't think he is. And now I have One Night in Bangkok by Marie Head stuck in my head. Amazing Spider-Man 243, The Return of MJ. We're still voting in the comments. Blondes or redheads? Blondes or redheads? TJ and I are team redhead, even to our own detriment. How about you, blondes or redheads? Jay, you can't vote. Your wife's hair is blue. 243. Spider-Man got options. Hey-oh, $12. I have not. Stacy, I have not seen a modern movie since I watched Superman. Amazing Spider-Man, 259. Dominic Mysterio as Tarantula. Eddie Guerrero's son. That is a deep cut, but not that deep. Dominic Mysterio as Tarantula. Amazing Spider-Man, the original is back. This is the origin of MJ, Amazing Spider-Man 259, origin of Mary Jane. This is $12. Yeah, Jay, you can't vote on blondes or redheads. Amazing Spider-Man 302. This is a McFarlane cover. McFarlane Spider-Man 302. First appearance of Wes Cassidy versus Dr. Nero. I guess if we need to cast a Dr. Nero, we might as well cast Brother Nero, a.k.a. Jeff Hardy. Look, we're going to have all wrestlers playing Spider-Man characters. Wait. What's good casting, TJ? Are we talking about Dom Mysterio as Tarantula? Or are we talking about Dominic Lombardozzi as Juggernaut? Or Omar Sharif, is he still alive? As Moon Knight. Again, we have another McFarlane. This is 303. On the waterfront, you get Sandman there. You also have Silver Sable, who my car is named after. $10. Amazing Spider-Man 310. Yeah, I thought that was pretty smart of me. There's another McFarlane Spider-Man cover. $15. Amazing Spider-Man 310. Amazing Spider-Man number 360. This needs some help with getting refolded. It could use to be put in a tight bagging board and pressed. But this is a first cameo of Carnage. $10. Again, guys, I'm just giving you the price on the book. Everything will be 25% off. It will be reflected in your invoice when you get it. From Charlton Comics Group, The Bionic Woman #1. This is the first appearance of the Bionic Woman, Jamie Summers. There is a stamp on the cover, but again, I don't know. I'd have to talk to somebody about whether or not this is going to affect your grading if you were going to get it graded. But that's why I have it priced at a 6 as opposed to like an 8. Because this book is really nice otherwise, especially for the age. $40. Black Goliath #2. Warhawk. Mitchell Turner appears. Warhawk appears. Black Goliath #2. Black Goliath #3. First appearance of Vulcan. $12. Black Goliath #4. Stiltman appears. We've decided that Stephen Merchant is the only person who can play Stiltman because they wouldn't need any prosthesis or CGI or anything. No, the Big Show couldn't play Juggernaut. Braun Breaker as Juggernaut. And Bronson Reed as the Blob. Anyway, did I say that this Black Goliath is $13? Black Goliath with Stiltman is $13. Okay. First appearance of Tim Drake. Batman 436. First appearance of Tim Drake. $20. It's kind of an important Batman key because Tim Drake is the only tolerable Robin. I said what I said. Fight me. Batman 489. Second appearance of Bane, $15. Shadow of the Batman, the Shadow of the Bat, #1. First appearance of Victor Zsasz. Plus, in the back, there's all this promo material. $12. Again, this is written on the bag and board. It can come right off. It's pretty easy to get off. But also, you can just re-bag and board it. But it's got all this promo material in it as well. For Batman Shadow of the Bat, $12. First Victor Zsasz. Blackhawk, $220. $25. Blackhawk, $211. $10. Blackhawk. No. Listen. When Dick Grayson got shot in the head and became Richard Grayson, I have forever disowned him as even counting. Anyway, $5. Blackhawk, $223. Can we all just agree? Can we all just agree that Jason Todd got what he deserved? All right, Batman. I'm so glad that I have this book stored the way I have it stored. That would have been bad. Batman, number 386. First appearance of the Black Mask, who you may know as the bad guy from Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. But like really a much better villain than they give him credit for in that movie. This is $100. This is considered a pretty big key from this run. $100, first Black Mask. Remember, it's 25% off if you claim it during the show. So you get it for $75. Rebirth Harley Quinn #1 AOD Comics Black and White exclusive by Ashley Whittier. Signed by Ashley Whittier. The reason this is called the black and white again is because the background is in black and white. Harley Quinn is in color. The rarer of the two is that everything is in color, including Harley Quinn. So this is $20. $20 on the Harley Quinn Ashley Whittier signature. First Modern Cheetah on the cover, $15. Wonder Woman #9. The spine and corners on Black Mask, you absolutely can, Elvis. There we go. That's the only little, right there, that corner. No problem. It's a Mandrake cover. Okay. And I thank you, Elvis, for thinking they're cool books, man. I've got. So I have a bunch more Spider-Mans that are in like $5 to $15 range to get through, and I've got 3 more boxes to go through to finish the first half of the collection I brought back from Baltimore. That isn't just the Dreamers collection, but it's this other collection I picked up too. So like, I have a lot of books to get through still, and like this is 6 boxes now that I've gone through, and I still have. So yeah, it wound up being 18 boxes. All right, Swamp Thing number 12, $10. Wound up being 18 boxes to get through, and I'm through 6 of them. I've got to get through a bunch more. Batman number 314. Writing on the bottom of the first page and the back cover, $10. Kurt wants Swamp Thing. You got it, Kurt. Kurt, will you be at the shop tomorrow? Like afternoon, or I can come on Monday if it's better for you. Let me know. Miss Jen, are you still in the chat? Let's just plan for Monday. I got to come out that way anyway on Monday, so I'll just come out Monday. All right, we have Batman 384, The Days of the Calendar Man, $10. So in the ComicsPro like app where we're all talking and hanging out, I've started a thing for the ComicsPro soundtrack, right? Which is the playlist we're going to play while we're all eating and just kind of chilling before and after presentations, you know, our transition music, that kind of thing. And Brainy just commented. You guys remember Brainy Singh from Enjoy Comics and Games? Used to do a dance party here on the EXP on Saturday nights. He just goes, maybe you guys should just hire a DJ or something. It's like, man, I really want to hire Brainy to DJ something at ComicsPro. Batman 385, Night of Peril, Day of Doom, $10. We have, I don't know, I've got like 2 or 3 copies of Nova number 7. They're all $15. This is Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott, Nova. Power Man and Iron Fist, X-Men and the Living Pharaoh appear. It's Power Man and Iron Fist 57, $15. Nova, number 12. Nova hangs out with Spider-Man, and it's the first appearance of Photon, $22. Superboy. I have to get real close because I don't remember what number it is. Superboy 130. Superboy 130, the one where the Superboy is letting a lion or a tiger or whatever that thing is out of its cage. It's a tiger. I don't know what animals are. Anyway, it's pretty good. This is a pretty good cover. Who wants to see a Superboy movie? And who wants to see Michael Cera just have his head superimposed on a baby body? Maybe just me. $30 on Superboy 130. Wonder Woman number 7. Wonder Woman number 7. First modern cheetah, a.k.a. Barbara Minerva, a.k.a. Kristen Wiig from the terrible Wonder Woman 84 movie. George Perez Lenween, $25 on First Modern Cheetah. Nova number 2, first appearance of Condor, first appearance of Powerhouse, second appearance of Nova is $30. Well, I'm going to send you a text tonight, Kurt, because there's some stuff you might want to bring to the store for me to pick up. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Marvel 2-in-1 featuring The Thing and Black Widow. Marvel 2-in-1 number 10. This is the first appearance of Sword of Judgment, and it's written by Chris Claremont. It's $15. Marvel Team Up number 55. First appearance of the Power and Time Gems. First appearance of the Gardener. $25. For my X-Men fans, Marvel Team Up featuring Spider-Man and Captain Britain. But this matters to X-Men fans because it's the first appearance of Arcade, and it's the first appearance of Murder World. $20. Nova number 6, first appearance of the Sphinx. First Mega Man Nathan Cooper, $15. Got a couple of copies of that. Couple of copies of Nova number 4. First appearance of the Corruptor and Thor appears. A couple of copies of that at $25 a piece. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would work, TJ. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, featuring the Man-Thing. Number 19, $10. This is Jim Starlin art, and it's a miscut. You can see the miscut there at the top. The Commerce Code Authority is cut off. Number 107, Avengers 107, Jim Starlin art, miscut, $40. I already showed you Nova number 4, so I'll put that in the box. Excuse me. Nova number 3, first appearance of Diamond Head. $10. Son of Satan number 2, $10. Amazing Adventures featuring the Beast. Juggernaut appears, and this is how we started talking about who should play Juggernaut. This I had at 50, and then or 65, and then I noticed that tear in the cover, so now it's down to 50, 25% off. Juggernaut appears in Amazing Adventures 16, featuring the Beast. Jack Kirby, Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth. Number 2, The Year of the Rat, $40. $40. By the way, if anybody out there is listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, in the first book, when they talk about how Malachi looks like a rat, this has always been the guy I picture. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, $40. X Factor 23, cameo of Archangel as he is becoming Death, $15. Steel number 1, first appearance of Commander Steel, Hank Hayward Sr., who appeared in Legends of Tomorrow, $15. And the last book for tonight, Khazar, the Lord of the Hidden Jungle, in Astonishing Tales number 12, second appearance and the origin of Man-Thing, plus Mockingbird's identity is revealed in Astonishing Tales number 12. There you go. By the way, that is $20. Okay, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody who bought something. I'm going to put a link in the comments for you to fill out the form so I can invoice you. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate everybody who's here and helped me kind of offset some of my costs for getting my gear to ComicsPro. I appreciate that. This week's schedule is going to be weird. Follow us on social media. We'll be there. We'll be telling you what's up as stuff becomes available, as we know stuff. So make sure you're following us over there. You will get invoiced for these books tonight. And we will we'll see everybody down the road, probably from ComicsPro. Thanks for being here. Fill out the form. We'll see you soon.